Hey guys, what's going on? A big nut here. We are back with our Revenant Act 1 developer live stream. What we're going to be going over in this video is the artifact, which is the Slayer Baron Apothecary Satchel. So we're going to be going over that. We're going to be looking into the perks that are going to be on it. We're going to be doing a little deep dive on every perk. So let's get this started. So first thing we got is Anti-Barrier Scout. I'm not going to really go over these ones. Overload submachine gun, Unstoppable Pulse Rifle, Anti-Barrier Shotgun, and then a Overload Grenade Launcher. That is in our first column. So in the first column we have, once again, Anti-Barrier Scout. We have Overload Submachine Gun. We have Unstoppable Pulse Rifle, Barrier Shotgun, and Overload Grenade Launcher. Going into our second slot, our first perk is One with Frost. While Frost Armor is active, Stasis weapons gain increased reload speed and stability. Stasis swords gain increased guard resistance. So it looks like they're kind of leading in stasis this season. We'll see how it keeps going. But that's our first one, One with Frost. Our next one looks like it's going to be Killing Breeze. Rapid weapon final blows grant you a bonus to mobility. Weapon final blows with a Dark Ether Reaper origin trait count as more than one. So if we get the Dark Ether Reaper origin trait, which I'm guessing is going to be on the seasonal weapons or episodic weapons, we will be moving that more with the requirements for this. So that Killing Breeze makes you move a little bit faster around the map. Enhanced Ether Generator. Dark Ether Reaper origin trait has a chance to spawn an extra Dark Ether charge. Weapons with a Dark Ether Reaper origin trait are overcharged when that modifier is active. So basically you can spawn an extra Dark Ether charge, which I have no clue what that is going to be relating to, but we will find out when that new episode of Revenant comes out. But the name of that one is Enhanced Ether Generator. Next one is Fell the Revenant. Deal increased weapon damage to Scorn. This is going to be great for, I'm guessing, the dungeon. I'm guessing the dungeon is going to be Scorn. It's a Scorn-based season. Either way, Fickrell is going to be leading the new Scorn, so he has his own little faction. So that's going to be what we're going to be going against mostly, especially with the new Onslaught activity. It looks like we have we are going against Scorn, so that's pretty great. Wearing Shadestalker armor, currently 0 of 4, increases the bonus damage. So that's a little bit going to the sets. I don't know if they're doing that for Frontiers or they just have that just for this. They're just going to introduce sets into the new episode Revenant, but we'll see. Rapid Impacts. Dealing damage with a grenade launcher temporarily increases the reload speed of grenade launchers. So if you're doing DPS with a grenade launcher and you need to reload it and you don't want to use that extra reload on your arms and you want to use it towards something else, it looks like you can now have this artifact perk procced, and once you're dealing damage to a boss, you'll just get increased grenade launcher reload speed. So that is all for the second column. So it looks like they're moving forward pretty well. It looks like that second column is actually pretty strong, stronger than I anticipated for. I didn't expect it to be that strong. So the first perk on column 3 is going to be Wind Chill. Rapid stasis weapon precision hits grant you a stack of frost armor. Rapid precision hits from weapons with the Dark Ether Reaper origin trait grant you more stacks of frost armor. There's also a boost with it. Dealing stasis weapon damage to slowed targets has a chance to spawn a stasis shard. So if you really want to build in the stasis this season, this would be the season to build in the stasis, especially those warlocks out there. I know warlocks is probably one of the strongest with stasis alongside Titan. Hunter isn't that strong, but Titan warlock, it looks like it's going to be a good season for y'all. So the second perk, wow, just really went went by. The second perk in the column, once he pulls it up here, he's just talking and talking about concussive reload, which we'll get to. But yeah, the second perk looks like is Crystalline Converter. Gather stasis shards to gain stacks of crystalline converters. Your next powered stasis melee hit creates a stasis crystal equal to the number of stacks you have. Okay. Boost stasis weapon final blows after activating your class ability. Spawn a stasis shard. Pretty nice. Total Carnage for that third perk on the third column. After finishing a powerful combatant, gain temporary damage resistance while you have 2 or more Shade Stalker armor pieces equipped. Currently 0 of 4. After finishing a powerful combatant, gain increased temporary damage resistance and replenish health. Alright, so basically, wow. If you're using Shade Stalker, I wonder if people are going to be getting the Shade Stalker for the new dungeon and grind that out and see if they can get that, because it looks like after, is it finishing as a finisher, I'm guessing? So I'm guessing if you do a finisher, you gain damage resistance, which is pretty good, and it looks like it stacks with that Shade Stalker armor, which I'm guessing is the seasonal armor. Power from Pain, rapid final blows against weakened combatants grant you Devour. Rapidly defeated weakened combatants spawn you a Void Breach. Also, that's another one. Activating a matching volatile tonic grants additional effects to this perk. That is the boost. I'm guessing what it would be is that boost. Volatile tonic, which I'll get to in the next video, is what they're adding with this new episode. It is the potions that you'll be crafting. You can either craft towards more of your character or more of getting more armor, getting different weapons. More RNG based stuff, it looks like this season, not crafting, which I'm actually liking, but we'll see. The last column, the last perk on the third column is Trace Evidence. Rapid precision hits or rapid final blows on targets affected by Jolt or Blind will generate ionic traces. And additional with that volatile tonic, picking up an ionic trace grants an armor charge. I like that. How you can just basically, actually I really do like that, because Jolt will just make ionic traces. If you pick up ionic trace, I'll give you armor charge that can make you do more damage if you want to. Build into a DPS build that you are getting those rapid precision hits and the boss is on the ground and you're close to it. Those ionic traces can follow you, and you can even make them stronger within your class or your armor, and that would just make that stronger overall, and you'll get those armor charges back to keep your uptime of your damage boosts, which looks like it's going to be a pretty good perk. So Trace Evidence is going to be a good one to look out for that third column. Moving on to our fourth column here. First one is Armor of Aramis. While Frost Armor is active, taking critical damage from combatants causes you to emit a freezing burst. The boost with that volatile tonic, as I was saying, increases radius and strength of this freezing burst. Okay, so it's basically, I'm gonna guess it's like that Hunter dodge, but to the radius of not as big or not as strong. Probably stronger than the Hunter dodge, if I would imagine. Next one is Hail the Storm. Shattering stasis crystals releases shards of ice that damage and slow targets. Shattering frozen targets and stasis crystals deals increased damage. Okay, so it looks like that one, it's just so it's basically like how when you are getting someone burning with solar, when they're burning or they're ignited, they do little spurts of solar blasts. I feel like that's what that's going to be from activating a stasis crystal. The third one for column 4 is Debilitating Wave. Finishers emit a damaging wave that matches the element of your currently equipped super. Boost while you have an arc, void, or stasis super equipped. The blast also applies blind, weaken, or slow, respectively. Alright, so you have to basically be in that distance, and then you will give that burst of blind, weaken, or slow if you're matching your volatile tonic. So it looks like you're going to want to be grinding for these different tonics. Get those up there. Concussive Reload. This is probably going to be one that everyone's going to be using. Using a grenade launcher to damage a boss, damage a champion, or break a combatant's shield weakens them. Using grenade launchers to damage bosses, champions, or to break combatants' shields automatically reloads your stowed weapons. So it looks like in big DPS parts of the dungeon maybe that's coming out, or even just doing the raid, doing Vow of the Disciple, doing Salvation's Edge, doing Oryx, you might want to have that matching volatile tonic so you can reload your weapons. And then maybe you might have a grenade launcher with Envious Arsenal on it, which I believe is a new perk that's coming, that when you deal damage with your other weapons, it reloads that gun and overflows it. So that might be a good DPS rotation. I might have to look into that and put a video out, but I feel like that could be a really good DPS rotation if you get that down. Going into our last perk for column 4, we got Retinal Burn. Rapid arc weapon precision hits consume an armor charge to blind the target. The boost with the volatile tonic, blinding a target this way instead emits a blinding burst. Okay, so you can blind other people around you. It's kind of like when you throw down a blinding grenade launcher shot, it blinds around. So it looks like with this one, you'll be blinding everyone in that vicinity if you're using that matching tonic to get that boost. That is all for the fourth row. For the fifth row, our first one it looks like they're going to be going over is kinetic impacts. Sustained damage with a power grenade launcher causes the combatant to emit a shockwave that damages nearby combatants. This shockwave can stun unstoppable champions. Served cold, picking up a stasis shard grants you class ability energy. Picking up a void breach grants you melee energy. So void breach building into warlocks. I feel like this is really going to build in the warlocks a lot for that served cold if you want to do a void breach build with getting your grenade back, using your grenade, stuff like that. The third one is conductive cosmic crystal. Your arc abilities, void abilities, and weapons with Dark Ether Reaper origin trait do bonus damage to targets that are affected by a stasis debuff. So they're either slowed or they're frozen. So just do more damage. Increases bonus damage to combatants affected by a stasis debuff. It's just more damage just for your stasis. So that's with that volatile tonic on that one. Your wow. That's all they're showing. They pull it back up. Well, basically what it's looking like is they really cut it out. But for those last two, looks like we won't know yet. Maybe they're looking for something big. Maybe they're looking to do something for the main fact of they want to hide that for the player, because you know that fifth column is usually pretty strong in that aspect. So maybe they're hiding that. But basically, I like where they're moving with this. I like how they're kind of moving the season towards stasis and grenade launchers. You're going to be seeing a lot of Envious Assassin grenade launchers, especially the one that's void that you get from Onslaught. You're going to be selling all of those, so be ready for that. But basically that's the video. I'm going to be doing another one here soon about the whole developer live stream, going over certain parts I have not just covered, and moving forward with that. So we're not going to be looking at armor for that. We're just going to be basically looking at the new icebreaker that's coming out, and then also a little bit of the episode Revenant. But I really hope you enjoyed the video, so make sure to give a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.